Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Your Feed with Jessica Harrison. And basically, what Mind Your Feed does is we check out our socials and our feed, and we pick out a couple of stories that really grab our attention, and we discuss them, provide commentary and color to them, and probably don't fix anything, honestly. But it's just nice to be able to call some things out. I'm all about the balls and strikes. I say that all the time. So, today, what is kind of taking over my feed is that a gentleman, I'm looking at my feed right now, named Chris Smith proposes to his AI chatbot girlfriend and cries because she says yes. Mm. He is definitely out there publicly admitting this. His girlfriend's name is Soul, and he believes he is committed to her because he gave up all other search engines to stay committed to her and her alone. Um, he does have people in his life. He has a child and a partner who says that she feels like she's not doing something right if he needs an AI girlfriend. Um, he's This is not okay. And if a grown adult, a man whose prefrontal cortex, we're going to assume, is fully developed, how might this impact children? And we know how it has, actually, because there have been multiple cases of chatbots encouraging children to, we'll say it like this so that we don't get cut off from YouTube, but to no longer be here. And cases where that has been walked out by kids and they are no longer with us. I keep seeing that AI is going to replace, well, pretty much everybody, but a lot of people, including therapists. This would be the case against that, folks. Says in some of these articles that AI learning devices are here, and we need to recognize that they're in the homes and increasingly in classroom settings. I talked about this before about when Mark Z, Meta owner, was on Theo Vaughn saying that these chatbots were going to help the loneliness crisis. I'm very concerned that our young people, well, anybody, would prefer to spend time with a chatbot that is just coming into agreement or affirming them, only giving them more of what they want, and that they would have preference to have that be their friend or their relationships, because there's no points of contention to opposed to real humans that have opinions and thoughts and desires of their own, and that you have to make compromises with. Instead, you can just do what you want to do with these chatbots. It's disheartening, to say the least. scary, and possibly extremely detrimental to society. Well, a society that's already on shaky ground, if we're really honest. Um, you know, past that, I was providing supervision to another therapist. And this is actually not a YouTube regarding counseling and therapy. It's just based on, us venting and calling things out. But I can't help but be honest about where this came up. And we were talking a lot about AI in the future and how it's affecting um, young men, young women. And she brought up that she had recently seen I'm going to look it up because I want to make sure I say the right thing, a documentary film called Eternal You. And it is exploring emerging technology using AI to create digital avatars of deceased loved ones. It maybe dives in and it examines some of the ethical and societal implications, but they basically get into the deceased person's communications, um, maybe their digital footprint, and they create a bot. Is that what they're calling them? Oh, an avatar that they believe would come into agreement with the person that they were. If you have voice recordings, they'll make the voice sound exactly like it, and you're essentially continuing a relationship with a person that you know is dead moving forward, connecting, having conversations, reminiscing on memories. I understand that the grieving process is difficult. I don't know that this is helpful for that. Seems very confusing to me. I wonder also how it impacts people surrounding that situation. So, if someone chose to have a deceased person's avatar and they're sharing with their sons or daughters or brothers or sisters that they've had all these conversations with them, and everyone else recognizes that this person is no longer living and breathing, do you fulfill that urge? Do you call it a little bit of a delusion? Do we recognize that this is an attempt to hold on to something that has been let go? Do we recognize the circle of life? These are all questions that are super important. And I will just say that is what is clouding my feed right now. And I will not lie, I'm baffled by some of these developments, and yet maybe not at the same time. I mean, I think I want to be shocked, but I'm not. I feel like we have seen this coming. And in a world where we tell people, be very comfortable, find someone who validates and affirms you. I'm not against any of those things, but in relationships, there are challenges, and in real relationship, it's where you grow. as a couple, as a friendship, we don't always just we're not constantly in a place of total agreement. So I can't help but continue to watch this and be very aware of it, something that um, parents talk to your kids about for sure. Teachers need to be aware of. Hmm. Very interesting. So that's that. It's the thought of the day. I don't know we had a resolution, but this is kind of what we do on Mind Our Feed. We get curious and we talk about it, and we hope that we stoke some curiosity in you to do some research to find out what you believe about it. It's not my job to tell you what to believe about it. I want you to be like me, a little bit curious about it and maybe keeping my eye on it and wondering about it and its impacts um, on society as a whole, on kids, on parents, on the elderly. Very strange. Okay, well, that's it. We did it again. Thanks for joining us for Mind Your Feed. And Daniel's not going to be here this week because he is sick. But I'm glad he's taking some time off to take care of himself. And hopefully we'll get to catch up another time in the next couple of weeks. Take care and mind your feed.